What's poppin', beautiful people up in YouTube land? I put the 3 and G value, feel me? And this video right here, what would happen if Drake went independent? Now, if Drake went independent, bro, that nigga be a billionaire right now. Or if not a billionaire, damn near. Because, I mean, all that money he had to break bread with, if he didn't have to break it with them, bro, son, he's he's easily one of the most successful artists of not just this generation, but a lot of other generations too. But let's check it out. Let's check it
Thanks
out.
to CuriosityStream for making Volksgeist possible and sponsoring this video. If you click the link in the description, you'll also get access to my streaming service Nebula for less than $15 a year in total. You can watch the extended version of this video and my Nebula original, A Brief History of Synths, on Nebula now, with more originals coming soon. If Drake goes independent, the music industry is done. Or at least that's what Steve Stout thinks. Steve Stout is a veteran record label exec and former manager of Nas, Mary J. Blige, and producer of work by Mariah Carey, Will Smith, and Gwen Stefani. You see, a few months ago in late July, Steve Stout had something to say about Drake during a panel discussion at SelectCon, a sports, music, and finance conference. Speaking with Russ, who recently became an independent artist after choosing not to renew his record deal, the two industry veterans talked first about
Son, Russ, easily one of the smartest artists out there, bro. Son, his bread multiplies so easy because he independent, bro. And he already established a fan base prior to that. So, bro, commends to him. I know a lot of people hate him. I don't know why. Like, you feel me? He never did anything to you. Like, but kudos to you, my guy. Young nigga getting bread. Feel me?
Or signing to a label. Russ said if Drake posts a picture on the gram of his new album, link in bio, and he was fully independent, Drake will make $10 million a week for 60 weeks.
Drake will make
I could easily see that.
$10 million a week for fucking.
Mind you, he's saying this, bro. He know, bro. Like, he not just making up shit, bro. He know this, bro, off of just experience, bro. And Drake's way bigger than him. So just imagine, bro.
60 weeks. It's like insane.
Steve Stout added,
Drake is about to get the biggest bag in the history of the music business by far.
He should.
Well, A, he should, and B, they don't want that to happen. Because the day that happens, you might as well close the business down.
Over the last decade,
if he does this, bro, if he go independent, bro, son, it's gonna be a very scary sight for a lot of these record labels, bro. I mean, granted, people still gonna be signing, but like Drake out all people, bro.
Or two, really since the birth of major streaming services, the logistics of distributing music have become massively less complicated than in the past. Without the logistics of manufacturing, distributing, and selling physical music media, a large piece of the utility of a record label itself is lost. And with it being the case that it's almost always more profitable to own your own masters rather than to allow a record label to possess them, the list of successful independent musicians and independent labels has been growing rapidly for the last decade. Hell, it's almost become a requirement in hip-hop to blow up before you sign. After all, FL Studio only costs $200.
That's a fact.
And if XXXTentacion could get billions of streams after recording most of his early music with a blue snowball, why can't anyone do it? Well, to be honest, it remains the case that the vast majority, more than 90...
The reason why is because people are lazy. And also on top of that, like, it's easy to just get thrown a bag. You make one song and then that shit go viral. And they, feel me, niggas see you, bro. They ain't gonna do all that work. They were, oh, I'm signed, bro. 1 mil? Alright, sign me up. Even though you ain't gonna get that mil. I mean, even though you gotta split that, fraction that to everybody.
5% of mainstream musicians are signed to major labels, despite clearly available financial.
And another thing too, the industry plants too. Like niggas is on it now too, more than ever with industry plants. Like they try to see like, wait, time out. I got some type of music. If some type of record label want to try to fuck with me, I'm gonna do that. So it's just basically being lazy, bro.
Incentives to hold your own masters and distribute your own music. So while Drake may be able to use his massive gravitational pull as the best-selling artist of the streaming era, to go independent and still make a killing? Is Stephen Stout spitting facts when he claims that Drake going independent would cause a mass exodus of artists leaving their record labels? Or does he just want to promote independent artistry to prospective clients? Being the CEO of United Masters, a company that provides advertising, brand partnerships, and distribution to independent artists, Stephen Stout has some of his own skin in the indie game. So let's look at some actual numbers and facts about the independent music industry, and hopefully learn a bit more about when independent artists can profit and when they can't. In order to learn more about the economics and logistics of independent music, the first thing I looked at was a complex article from last year called What They Don't Tell You About Being Independent in 2019. According to the article, the most independent the music industry has ever been was really over 20 years ago at the peak of grunge and indie rock in the 90s. Around this time, labels such as Sub Pop came out of the woodwork with freshly signed artists like Nirvana and Mudhoney that, despite being indie, were making enough money to tour and make big names for themselves. Essentially, the independent label would not be as big today without symbiotic relationships like this setting a precedent in the past. The complex article also—
One thing too about Nirvana too, Kirko, and these niggas used to be dumb tight, bro, that they would sign. Like, niggas do shit on purpose to fuck up the bag. Like, what? Like, that's unheard of nowadays, like, you feel me? But
included various quotes from people in the music industry discussing their thoughts on the economics of indie music. Many of the interviewees commented on the blurred lines of signing onto any label, independent or industry, saying that you aren't guaranteed success just because you've signed onto a major label, but you also aren't guaranteed complete autonomy and rights in an independent situation. Ravina, an American R&B artist, honed in on the boundaries you have to set for yourself as a creator. She said, "I think the main advice I would offer is to know the value of you and your art. Labels need you more than you need them. With a ton of hard work and good people to help you navigate, it's very possible to be a successful indie artist with a good living, without the constraints of a traditional label. The internet provides that opportunity to be super connected to listeners and also to collaborators. The world is truly your oyster as an indie musician." With that being said, independent artists shouldn't feel like they have to take on every aspect of writing, producing, mixing, and even marketing their own music. Most people can't be—
Mac Miller was another one, R.I.P. He leveraged his deal, cause like he was indie for mad long, bro. Made all his bread, and then he went with a record label. And, you feel me? I mean, that's the only way I would see somebody, like, you know, capitalizing. If you make bread or whatever, and you can do it that way, and you could find a way you could do a deal with. You could keep your masters, or keep at least more than half of your masters. So
100% proficient in the assembly line that is music production. We can't all be Mac Miller, who took his debut to #1 on the Billboard 200 completely independently. Dean Bine, the founder of True Panther Sounds, takes on this perspective. An architect isn't in the building laying plumbing down. They put together the right team to execute their larger vision. To not do everything doesn't mean you are suddenly a major label pop star puppet mastered by profit-driven overlords. It means you're focused on making the best possible version of your work, and trusting the right people to share that vision with the world. Not even those artists who take it upon themselves to work on every step in creating their music work alone. A team of people to help critique, improve, and diversify the content of your art is invaluable. Of course, I can think of one famous indie artist who may have fired his team before making his last album. What a big day that would have been.
Chance. Wasn't people saying he was secretly signed?
Despite the complications and risks of getting into music as an indie artist, there's no lack of money to be found in the independent industry. After all, like I mentioned earlier, the independent sector wouldn't be growing if it couldn't turn a profit. There exist a wide variety of paid marketing, distribution, and analytics tools available to indie artists to help them better manage their releases and maximize exposure to potential fans. On the marketing side of things, channels like mine have been referenced in publications like Rolling Stones as good examples of ways for indie artists to market themselves. While on the tech side, Products like Amuse Pro, a so-called independent record label, provides a few basic label-like services like distributing music to streaming platforms, providing analytics, and collecting royalties, all for a small fee of $7.99 a month. Services like DistroKid, TuneCore, and Level all provide distribution and analytics.
I heard DistroKid, it was some guy on YouTube that was saying that they ripped them off or something like that. I don't know, bro. It's always something. It's always something.
With various
man.
pros and cons.
There's one thing is the other.
Competitive. Some distribution services go so far as to invest in their artists. For example, I'm friends with an indie artist whose distribution platform takes 8% of his profit in exchange for playlisting and more marketing services. Overall, the independent sector is growing at a notable pace, experiencing a 25% increase in revenue between 2018 and 2019. This growing democratization of music discovery has also led to more unique sounds, better compensation for small artists, and more control over marketing, image, and content for small artists as well. But are independent artists and labels ready to take over the charts? In all honesty, probably not. Looking at independent labels or independent distribution services, the vast majority of them aren't ready to serve clients with mainstream audiences, but rather these companies market to niche audiences, rising artists who will later progress to major labels, former label artists who will go indie later in their careers to maintain revenue like Tech9, or small acts with enthusiast audiences like Death Bomb Arcs Clipping.
Crazy. Now, we was talking earlier about the transition from analog to digital. You know, we had the CDs, the hard copies, and next thing you know, it's all about the streams.
Yeah, they all going away. The CDs going away, man.
What was going through your mind when
CDs
that
is
change
dead
occurred,
right now.
man? And you said it affected the money. What was going through your mind during that time?
How the hell we gonna survive off of 70% of a fraction of a penny?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? How we gonna survive as a label? Oh, thank God we've been touring since we started. Oh, thank God we got a core fan base. Oh, thank God we got all this merchandise that they love to wear. Oh, thank God. Because without all that,
I know that had to be
no
scary
more
for OG.
because 60% of our revenue, boom.
Yeah.
That's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying?
That is
58%,
crazy.
I think. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
Just take your mom back before 2010, like niggas wouldn't be thinking like
And
that.
that's why I think labels are going to stick around, no matter what Steve Stout says. Because while Drake may be able to go independent and make 10 million,
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, yeah, it's gonna be like a lot of people gonna start thinking he gonna raise the ball because the biggest artist is not gonna want to be signed or whatever. People gonna be like, you know what? If he doing it, I'm gonna do it that way too. But nigga, that lazy nigga that just got popping, bro. That little 16-year-old that got that TikTok song popping, bro. All these rich ass execs come to his crib or they come to his office, bro. They gonna talk that business thing. Feel me? They, bro, what? 3 mil sound right now? They'll know on the contract say 3 mil, but you only get this much. You got to give this to the publishers, A&R, this, that, this, third. You don't own none of your masters, but niggas don't give a fuck. They get fucked in that hole all the time, bro.
For a year off one album. I know tons of artists who are making waves with fan bases in the hundreds of thousands, and they couldn't even begin to think about hiring an assistant to help manage their career without an advance from the label. So what would happen if Drake went independent tomorrow? Honestly, probably not that much. Yeah, a lot of artists would be inspired to do the same and make more money, but they'd be the kind of artists that are already making more money than they need. Most likely not college kids who are usually going to be doing as much homework as they are making music, and hoping to make it big in the meantime. The truth is that 99% of people don't have the skills necessary to manage their entire career and need some kind of team to help carry the load. And to be honest, Steven Stout's $60 a year distribution service probably isn't going to cut it, as much as it's in his own best interest to claim that Drake going independent would turn the music industry upside down. My advice? Learn about how the industry works. Don't listen to the dozens of bullshit gurus on YouTube. Rather, read some articles and find other people to work with. And of course, subscribe to Volksgeist, because we all have to start somewhere. Such, there would be far. What you just watched wasn't the full version of this video. I had to leave out music.
Oh, I get, but yo, like, all honesty, bro, like, it was a great video. I'm gonna watch that full one later. But yo, like, all honesty, like I said, yo, like, yeah, Nick, it's always gonna be that one person especially a person that's not even popping yet, bro, or for any song, bro. Like you got that person that want to be that considered the next what's that drink called, the like an industry plant, you feel me? So it's always gonna be record labels always gonna have business, bro. But legit, most of these artists, like these established artists, they definitely gonna go independent, bro. It's only one way to do shit, feel me? So you want to see all your bread, especially. I know Drake said after like I feel like 35 or 36, which I highly doubt because that's like right around the corner. He said he want to retire. So like in the very near future he want to retire. So like his last albums he want to make complete most banger out of his dollar. So I could see it happening, bro. But I encourage it, bro. I encourage niggas, man. Like people, a lot of people don't want to do it because it's scary. But bro, just do the research, bro. Because at the end of the day, you want to see your money, like. Because not everybody gonna have a Drake career, bro. Drake been popping for 10 years, bro. 10 plus years, son. Not everybody gonna have that career, bro. You always gotta think you as high as your last song, bro. So you already gotta come in with a business mentality, bro. But not that many people think like that, bro. I don't know, man. I just listen to too much J. Cole and these niggas, but it's your boy G up out here. Peace.